What is going on, mi gente? Welcome on into this breaking news edition of Birds Talk. It is your boy, El Parcero Philly, with another edition of Birds Talk here. Look, it finally happened. You guys have been begging and bullying the Philadelphia Eagles into signing James Bradberry, and that, in fact, happened here on Wednesday morning, as the Philadelphia Eagles made it official, signing Bradberry to a one-year deal that will be worth up to $10 million with incentives included as well. We're going to break this all down, guys, but real quick, I want to thank everyone for checking out this Birds Talk. This is a breaking edition of Birds Talk, so we're not live. We don't have the comment section available because we're a little pressed with time, but I wanted to give you guys this news out here, and I want to get you guys my thoughts on this as well. So definitely in the comment section below, let me know what you guys thought. And of course, do me a solid, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and make sure if you are new to this channel and you are an Eagles fan, make sure you guys are subscribed for more Eagles and more Philly sports talk. Tonight we have Union match recap and Phillies game recap, as we have two teams here in action on a beautiful Wednesday night. But let's get straight to it, guys. So the Eagles finally did it. They did the job. They got James Bradberry on a one-year deal, which was first reported to be a $10 million deal. But Adam Schefter, half an hour later, came out with the report that this deal will be a $7.5 million with 7.25 of it guaranteed for him, and the rest of it will be incentivized. And to me, I love seeing that there, because like in a corporate 9-to-5 job or a professional sports, incentives brings great performance. And for James Bradberry, he's going to come in wanting to earn every single cent that he possibly can. And to me, this was a no-brainer. Now, we talked about James Bradberry when the news came out that he was going to get cut for salary reasons for the New York Giants. Obviously, the Giants are a little strapped in salary, and James Bradberry was due to make $13 million. So they made the tough choice, and they had to cut James Bradberry. Now, I did not believe that we were going to get James Bradberry, simply because I thought that the market for him was going to be too much. It was going to be very competitive. And from the reports, there was actually 10 other teams that were interested in the services of James Bradberry. And he decided, I'm going to stay in the division. I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, that's really big. That is truly and honestly really big. And the fact of the matter is, this was a great deal. And at first, I thought we overpaid him just a slight bit, simply because of he's coming off of a bad season with the New York Giants in 2021 after a 2020 season where we saw him in the Pro Bowl. So I really did feel like it was a slight overpay. But once you saw that other news that came out, this to me was a perfect deal. In that Birds Talk 2 weeks ago, when the news came out that he was getting cut, I thought that for me, his value was around $7 to $8 million. Nothing more than $10 million, and that is exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did. And kind of like what you saw with Steven Nelson kind of last year. He's going to come out and he's going to want to earn every single penny, and I think that this is what the Eagles do best, especially Howie Roseman. Look, when we're talking about on the field, when you look at it right now, him alongside Darius Slay, it is absolutely a great partnership. But like I mentioned, he did come off of a down season. But let's not forget, for this whole Giants team, not just the defense, had a down season as well. Everyone had an all-time low season up in North Jersey. And so I personally think that this is, and as of course I just found my AirPods, I definitely think that to me, this is a really smart move. You solidify a position that you definitely needed. And there's still question marks on this defense, but when you look at it big picture, you get yourself a guy who can line alongside Darius Slay, a veteran cornerback who was a former Pro Bowler, and I think that's exactly what we needed. I know the Eagles are trying to sell us, hey, we got a stable of young corners that we trust. They were trying to sell us Zach McPherson. They were trying to sell us Tay Gowan and Kerry Vincent Jr., but we've all been there. We have seen that. Even recently, how many times has Howie told us, oh, the linebacker position, we're good. We have young linebackers that we trust, and these linebackers just didn't pan out. And so I'm glad that Howie Roseman went out and got this move, because the last thing you want to do is going to training camp and then finally realize that, oh, we might need some cornerbacks, guys. We might need another cornerback alongside Darius Slay. So it is the best case scenario of finding James Bradberry now to solidify that position right now. And look, The other question mark is now the safety position. I still think that that is the weakest point of the defense. Anthony Harris, although he's a great leader and he brings you great effort and great heart on every single down, the fact of the matter is that he still has holes in his game. On coverage, I still worry about Anthony Harris. And of course, alongside him, that's an even bigger question mark because there's no more Rodney McLeod next to Anthony Harris. You have Marcus Epps still here, and you do still have Kayvon Wallace, but I'll be quite honest with you, I do not trust either one of those guys. Now, Marcus Epps has put in work, and we've all seen it. And, to me, the whole social media, the workout stuff really does not do anything for me, but we'll give Marcus Epps a chance. But at least for right now, you have probably the best cornerback stable. Darius Slay on one side, you're going to have James Bradberry on the other. And oh, by the way, in your nickel, you probably have one of the best, if not top 5 nickel cornerbacks in this league in Avonte Maddox. And so you are solidified at all 3 of these different positions. This defense is not going to be the same vulnerable defense of last year. You added Nakobe Dean. You added a Kaiser White. This defensive line has some depth between the defensive tackle positions and the defensive end positions. I'm so excited to see Hassan Riddick, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, and Josh Sweat. Of course, you got Brandon Graham back. And look, Derek Barnett, you don't have to rely so much on him as well. So I really do think that now, with this defense improving, and oh, by the way, I forgot to mention Nakobe Dean as well, but for now, the pressure is on Jonathan Gannon to get the job done. There's no more excuses. There's no more of continuously using a personnel for a defense that doesn't work. So Jonathan came into last year with a lot of expectations. So now this upcoming season, you have better talent. You have guys you can trust. So there's no more excuses here. Look, this is a great move, and this offseason has been a huge W for the Philadelphia Eagles. You have solidified positions that you had holes at. You have added some serious depth on both the offense and the defensive side of the football. But now here's the question, because you have seen it all throughout social media. Are the Philadelphia Eagles now contenders? And what does that mean? Are they Super Bowl contenders? Are they division contenders? Are they NFC contenders? What does that mean? For me personally, I think that they have solidified the gap between the Cowboys and them. I still think that the Cowboys are going to be competing for the NFCs. But when you look at what the Cowboys did this offseason, and when you look at what the Philadelphia Eagles did this offseason, you cannot tell me that the Eagles have jumped them. They have hopscotched them into being the favorite of the NFC East. But of course, this all now means that the pressure is on Jalen Hurts. Now, obviously, we had that TikTok out yesterday, and it definitely got misconstrued, and that's not very surprising, but the criticism for Jalen Hurts at times has been a tad bit ridiculous, and there's been proof that's been out there. The whole Gardner Minshew stuff, when you have seen him in garbage time football, and there's fans that have been wanting him out there, that's, we're not going to get too deep into that, but regardless, everyone has been critical about Jalen Hurts, including myself. Jalen Hurts has things to work on his game, and we all do know that as well, but this team is really damn good. And it's going to be good for a window of a period of time. But still the question mark remains at the quarterback position. This team will go as far as Jalen Hurts takes them. And we'll see how far that will take, how far that will go. But for right now, I feel good as an Eagles fan. I really do. And after that move that was made, there was nothing else that I really could worry about with the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see what happens now. And of course, the Giants are still hanging around. I do think that the Commanders took a step. For the Commanders, it's really down to Carson Wentz. I really think that's what it is, because I still think their defense is going to be solid. They have some nice weapons, but it's really up to Carson Wentz. And with the New York Giants, by the way, the New York Giants are under the cap by $11 million. We literally got Bradberry, who they cut to help their salary cap situation, for less than $10 million. Ladies and gentlemen, Howie Roseman has done it yet again. And Ernst Tanner is still the best personnel guy in Philadelphia, because we literally just talked about it this morning. The moves that he has made with the Philadelphia is beyond belief. But Howie Roseman has put himself into a really close number 2, and he's continued doing all the work that we possibly can. So guys, in the comments below, I want to know what you guys felt about this James Bradberry move. Personally, this is the icing on the cake. We still need that cherry on the top. I don't know if we'll get that cherry on top, but we at least got the icing on the cake to solidify this defense. At least now you got 2 cornerbacks that you can rely on, and that is definitely big. Honestly, I think that Bradberry is an upgrade from Steven Nelson. That's just my honest opinion. And of course, let me know your thoughts on the James Bradberry move. And of course, let me know, are the Philadelphia Eagles contenders in the NFC? We'll say the NFC. I think the Eagles have escalated themselves to be the division champ. Now, obviously, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And then we just talked about the schedule. It is not terrible. There are some tough road matchups. There's a lot of traveling and there's a lot of schedule conflictions, but this is still a pretty easy schedule to say the least. So are the Philadelphia Eagles contenders? Guys, thank you so much for joining on in this breaking news edition of Birds Talk. The Eagles got James Bradberry, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about it in the comments below. Make sure you guys hit that like button and make sure you guys subscribe for more Philly sports. We'll be back at it tonight with the Phillies in the Union. Until next time, I go by the name El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, yeah, Birds.